All right. I think we are ready to go. Dr. David E. Clarke doing another live stream. Welcome to all those who are live with us. And if you're going to listen to the replay, well, then of course we are grateful for you as well. We're getting quite a system here in the home studio. Actually, it's not a home studio; it's my office. But we've got the TikToks, we've got the Instagram people we're inviting in. We've got, of course, the Facebook and the YouTube. Yeah, we are moving right along. We're not going to leave anybody out because who wouldn't enjoy and benefit from Dr. Clarke? Okay, today's topic is the narcissist marriage test. The top 10 signs you're married to a narc, small n. You notice in the last couple of books I've written, narc is always with a small n because that's all they deserve, frankly. Now, here's where we're going today. I'm going to explain the test, and then I'm going to mention a contest, go over a contest we're going to do, and then I'll do some interacting, and then I will read some information on, of course, the narcissist marriage test. Many of my phone advice clients want to know if they're married to a narc. It's one of the main questions I get. They want to nail that down. They think he is. They've read some of my books. They've seen the videos, but they want to make sure. Well, I should know what I'm doing after 40 years. I can tell you. I get the background in a 45-minute phone advice session, and I tell you if your spouse is a narc or not. If Dr. Clarke is anything, he's definitive. I don't hem and haw. Well, what do you think? That's a waste of time. You don't want to see a counselor like that. I will just tell you. And if you are married to a narc, he or she is abusing you. That's by definition, actually destroying you and your kids. The solution is getting rid of your codependency, getting stronger and healthier, getting ready to leave, and getting rid of the narc. Now, on my website, davideclarkephd.com, that's Clarke with an E, you'll find my resources for your escape process. Of course, the videos, books. I'm not going to tell you to leave your narc, and I'm going to tell you that without telling you exactly how to do it. We have a whole series of books. We have a whole video series that covers the escape process. We have got you covered. Now, before I go over the top 10 signs you're married to a narc, small n, I want to tell you about my new contest. We love doing these contests, and we get some tremendous, the last probably, man alive, I would say 3 or 4 books I've written. Much of the content has come from my community, you great people that are living it, have lived it, and have given me wonderful content. That's why it resonates, because you know what the heck you're talking about. Now, here's the contest. And all you who participate will have a chance to win not just one free Dr. Clarke book. That would be exciting enough, frankly, and more than gracious. 2, you're going to get 2 free books if you win in the random drawing. And you can choose, if you win, you can choose any 2 of my books. Like an ebook, could be an ebook or a paperback. So if you're on my email list, and I hope you are good to go. If you got the email blast about this live stream, then you know you're good. You're going to get the contest information. If not, go to my homepage, of course, davideclarkephd.com of the website, and register. Now, once you register, you get a free ebook, all right, on how to spot a narcissist. Some of the material I'm going to share tonight is going to be in that free ebook. And also, you're now part of the David Clarke community, and you're going to get all the contest information for this contest and all the other contests we'll do, and events that we do, like the live streams, book launches, all that kind of thing. Dr. Clarke is not retiring. Contrary to popular opinion and what the blonde would like me to do, I am not retiring, and neither is she. Okay. So when you get registered, you'll get the information on the contest. So you register. That email is going out tomorrow that will explain in detail the contest. And so you want to register on the website today. Easy to do. It's just a click and in giving us your email address, basically. Now, here's the point of the contest. I'm working on a new online video series. I was going to make it a book, not going to do that. We're going to go with an online video series in which I teach you how to respond to all the different ways the narc abuses you. And there's a lot of different ways. I'm covering, in fact, in this online video series, 20 different ways narcs abuse their partners. It's like narcs go to some camp, some training ground, like terrorists do, and they find out how to act and how to abuse their partners. Of course, they don't do that, but it's likely to that because it's the same things every time. Now, I'm going to list in the contest, only 10 of these abusive behaviors in the email blast. These are the ones I want particular help on. And so what I want is an email from you to join the contest telling me what you did specifically and in detail to respond to your narc's abuse. All right, what did you do? I mean, the particular abusive thing he said or did, and what did you do? What did you say that was healthy, that was empowering, that helped you leave him in time? Now, you might still be living with the narc, and you can certainly participate. You may have already left the narc in a separation process or divorce or after divorce. Like, you don't have to tell me your responses to all 10 of the abusive behaviors I'm going to list. That's going too far, unless you want to. If you're OCD, go ahead. But I'm just looking for, take 2 or 3 of the abusive categories and give me your input in terms of how you responded to those behaviors. And again, the email is simply David E. Clarke, PhD @gmail.com. That's Clarke with an E, David E. Clarke, PhD @gmail.com. It's my belief, and I've seen this over the years, that responding in healthy, assertive, even edgy ways to the narc's abuse gets you emotionally distant from the narc, which is critically important, gets you into righteous anger, which you're going to need. It protects you and motivates you, makes you strong. It gets rid of your codependency, and it gets you and your kids ready to leave the narc. Now, I'm not teaching you in any of my books or any of these videos or any of the live streams or anything that I do or say to just manage the narc and just learn how to live with them. I'm not into that. I have no interest in that. I won't help anybody do that. I'm helping you leave the narc, because that's what you need to do. Now, we're going to take all your emails, and on October 23rd, you've got a 2-week window here. All right. So October 23rd in the evening, we're going to close it out. We're going to have all the emails, and we'll randomly, I usually have the blonde, just randomly choose, the winners. And then I'll email you and ask you for the 2 books you want and the address you want them sent to. And if it's an ebook, of course, we'll send it to your email address. Okay, so that's the contest, and I appreciate your wonderful help. We are a community here. We are helping each other. You are helping me. I'm learning. I'm growing. Hopefully, we are helping you as well, and you're helping each other. A lot of interaction we have during these live streams, especially, and people helping people. Let me just check in, and then I'll get to my content today. Okay, I just got tired, took a long time, was married 30 years. I hear this every day. If you're married 5 years to a narc, that's too stinking long. That's 5 years of your life, but it's usually not 5 years. It's 10 years. It's 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years. Talked to a lady in her 70s this last week. Oh, for heaven's sake, she's getting out. Difficult at that age. Her health is bad. You know what? I don't care. I care about that, but I don't care about her staying. She needs to get out. All right. Tired is one thing. You've been destroyed, but God has a great plan for you. If you have a week to live, look, I don't care. It's going to be a week of peace. Get away from him. Oh, somebody from Maryland. Very good. I had a car accident in Maryland one time. That was a bad memory, but it wasn't Maryland's fault. Okay. Yeah. Oh, 53 years. Oh, for heaven's sake, Jenny. Oh, I tell you what, I'm telling rewards in heaven. Not many down here. I hope you've gotten out. Oh my goodness. 16 years. Yeah. 2 is enough to make you deathly sick. Michelle, you're absolutely right. Oh yeah. Yeah, boy. 40 years, Sharon. Oh, for heaven's sake, get out. Now, it may take some time. I don't say get out flippantly, because this takes time. That's why we have a process of books and the whole video series and all the things we're doing. It is a process. It may take you a year, might take you 2 years, might take you 6 months. You've got to get healthy and strong enough. A lot of things have to be put into place. You got to get the money right. You got to build your new life. Okay, it's going to take time, and you're coming out of codependency, but you can leave. Oh, this lady's from Maryland too. Very good. 3 years and I'm divorcing. Good for you, Amber. You know what? Enough. Yeah. Oh, the church would say, well, you've only been married 3 years. You have to give this guy a chance. Of course, the church will say it if you've been married 90 years. They don't care. They never want you to get divorced when you're being destroyed. No, 3 years is enough. And really, and don't feel bad. All those of you that have been married a long time, don't feel bad about it. Don't have regrets or, boy, I should have left earlier. I hear that a lot on the phone every day. You know what? It's okay. Timing is everything. Now is the time. Sometimes God has a way of preparing you and the kids' ages. Look, whatever it is, don't worry about that. You get out when you're ready to get out. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel bad about it. 35 years working to get free. Good for you. You're going to make it. Missy. Yes, you are. 14 years together, 17. Yeah, that's long enough. 16 years. Divorced just last week. Yeah, good for you. Over. Done. Now, the narc will continue to do what he can to make your life a living hell because that's what narcs do. And you have to be made to suffer now for, of course, divorcing him. But you know what? You're out and life's going to get a whole lot better. Check with Instagram here. We got some people joining here. 23 years, 2 kids, brainwashed my kids. You know he did, dirtball. Or she. This lady's divorcing. Good. 18 years. Yeah, that's long enough. 6 years going through a divorce. Good, good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, boy. I'm one of the rare Christian psychologists and therapists who will tell you, yeah, you should get divorced. I didn't do that for 35 years of my practice. I was focused on saving marriages. And frankly, I'll still do that on occasion. But we got this whole new lane. And these are marriages when you're married to a narc, an abusive person that need to end. The church doesn't want to go there. Very frightened of that. Well, the Bible's clear. Over and over again, in these circumstances, you have a biblical right to leave, and God actually wants you to leave. Good. 25 years. Oh, this guy committed assault, threatened me daily, still does. Oh, for heaven's sake. I tell almost every lady I talk to this. You get some form of self-protection. When these narcs lose control, it's frightening. And they may never harm you physically. They've certainly done it emotionally, but you know what? Don't take any chances. Better safe than sorry. You find some way to protect yourself. Oh yeah, Catholic was told to stay by my priest. Man alive, I have met some wonderful Catholic priests. I absolutely have, who get it. Of course, they're not married, but they understand and they'll support the wife of the abuser. But you know what? Some won't. This guy's one of those. Clueless wonder. Wants you to stay. He might do your funeral if you don't mind. You know what? No, I'm leaving. You may not have to leave the Catholic Church. You'll leave that Catholic Church. But there's plenty of Catholic churches. Don't worry. You want to find a priest, if you're Catholic, who knows what he's talking about and knows about abuse. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this narc had an affair with a 21-year-old. He's in his 40s. Oh, for heaven's sake. You know what? What an idiot. It's beyond that. It's just evil and frankly stupid. What does a man in his 40s have in common with a woman who's 21 or whatever is 22? What do you know when you're 22? Nothing. I mean, really? Stupid. Now, the only good thing about that in a weird way is that relationship's going to collapse and burn, okay? But it's just it's so dumb, you can't believe it. Yeah, that's a good reason to divorce. Adultery, yeah, get out. Of course, with a narc, it's not just adultery. They're often into sexual sin, porn, massage parlors, skanks. They'll sleep with your best friend. Had 2 cases last week, 2, count them, where the narc ended up sleeping with a close friend of the wife. Well, ex-close friend. Skanks can be your best friends. I mean, really? Stop. Anyway, awful. Of course, both of them are at fault in that case. And they will rue the day. Well, this narc says, praise mom can forgive him. And now I feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. The narcs are wonderful at making you feel guilty. And all of a sudden, he's the next Billy Graham. He's praying. He's going to church. He's mowing the church's lawn. He's a friend of the pastor. Baloney. We have a t-shirt like that. Baloney. Lies. Fake repentance. Love bombing. No. You have taken enough. Now listen to this. I've said this before, I think on live streams. You've taken enough abuse. And the Bible is clear. There are no caveats. There are no time constraints here. If you, or in terms of let's say the narc actually does change. Now he's not going to change anyway. But if he actually changes after 10 years, 5 years, 15 years of abusing you or more, and you've had enough, you can divorce him even if he changes. You don't have to give him another chance, another millionth chance. You don't have to do it. You can get out. God has no problem with that. Never have to trust him again. We got some folks joining here. Very good. 25 years of marriage. Oh, just found out she's married to a narcissist. Okay, you know what? 25 years. Silver anniversary. Done. There won't be a 26, hopefully. Get out. Yeah, we are here to help you. Okay, good. People are chiming in here. Yeah. Your sanity is worth the world, Helen says. Good for you, Helen. What God wants for you. Absolutely he does. Can you believe, and Helen's right about this, what kind of a God would want you to continue to suffer and have your kids suffer and be turned against you and the boys become narcs and the girls marry narcs and everything just implodes. And God would say, you know what? No, you married. Too bad. I want you to stay. God would not say that. And in fact, he has not said that in the Bible. Quite the opposite. You look at 2 Timothy 3, 1 through 6. You read those verses, the first 5 verses, and a little more than that. Talk about a narcissist. Wonderful description of a narc. God knows what a narc is, of course. And the punchline from the Apostle Paul, have nothing to do with people like this. Hello? Divorce. Good idea for this situation. Oh, yeah. If you're in a bad marriage and you don't like your husband and you don't care for your wife, and we have all kinds of communication problems and conflict issues and blended family things, okay, fine. All that's fixable. I did that for 35 years. No question. I would never recommend divorce for those because there's no biblical reason. When you're married to a narc, different story. You have biblical reason. Oh my goodness, here's a good one. This is a narc classic. My brother-in-law committed suicide. My husband had to eat his dinner before we could go help my sister. Oh, for heaven's sake. Yeah, why should he miss a meal? Oh, man alive. Divorce his butt. Divorce it. Get rid of it. For heaven's sake. You don't want that guy standing by your hospital bed. In fact, I've had a few cases recently, and I get a lot of these, where if you have the nerve as a wife to become ill, and on the narc's watch, and you can't take care of the kids, and you can't give him sex, and you can't take care of his needs. Oh, he's so inconvenienced. I had a case last week. He didn't go to the hospital after surgery to see his wife. Divorce that kind of a miserable, evil person, for heaven's sake. Oh my goodness. Married 20 years, divorced him. Oh boy, yeah, went back, tried twice. He cheated again. Oh, I hear that a lot. Don't feel too bad about going back. The church is pressuring you. You feel guilty. Your own kids who don't have a clue, and they're not, because you haven't instructed them yet about what a narc is, and they're on a different level anyway, will want you to go back and have the family. And of course, the narc's pressuring you, your pastor. It's easy to make that mistake. And frankly, it is a mistake. That's okay. You circle the wagons, and because he's not going to change, and you find that out. Maybe he'll give you a couple of months. Maybe he hasn't done any work. He hasn't changed, and you have to divorce him again or get out. It's okay. It's okay. Don't regret that too much. Just get out. Another cheater. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, boy. 27 years trying to get away, but it's difficult. I know it's difficult, Tony. Absolutely it is. It's going to take some time. Yeah. But I'm telling you, you can make it. Okay, look at the time here. We're doing fine. We're kind of sporting around here. I'm gonna make a few more comments, and then I'm gonna get to the top 10 signs that you're married to a narc. We're gonna get there. Don't worry. My husband said he fell out of love. Yeah. Oh, during my pregnancy, because everything was about her. Yeah, classic. I shouldn't laugh. It's awful, actually, but you have to laugh or you'll scream. Oh yeah. How dare you become pregnant with a child that then takes him out of the limelight? He must bask in the glory. It's ridiculous. When you have that first kid, and many of you know this, oh, the narc is never the same. Throws them off. Because now you have to, normally, any normal man gets this. Sandy had 4 kids. Before I knew what was happening, she has 4 kids, and they're all running around, and they're taking attention from me. Well, I'm normal, and our kids are wonderful. So you just adjust. Narcs can adjust. And so they end up resenting you, resenting the kids. It's ridiculous. It's awful. Come on. Selfish pigs. That's what they are. And worse. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Power trip. You know they're in a power trip. Yeah. Yeah, a lot about the kids. I'm going to have a section in this new online video series on how the narc alienates your children. Every single one of them will do that. Just about every single one. It's one of the nastiest things they do, because a mother's heart for her kids. My goodness, we're going to really cover that and how to respond to that specifically to make sure you don't lose your children as you're preparing to leave. Vitally important. Marlena says, I'm 100% right on everything. Well, it's about time somebody thought that. The blonde has never said that. She might give me 90. I'm not right on everything, but I'm right about this. Yeah, you learn as you go. We need that video. Yes, you need that video. And you really, if you got the last video series, the Escaping Your Narcissist Journey, these are reasonably priced. I think it's like $65. Look, that's not much for 4 hours of material. Look, we're not trying to make a fortune here. We're okay. But I think we want to make it so it's affordable. Yeah, blames my daughter for me not wanting to have anything to do with him. Yeah, right. That's your daughter's fault. You can tell him, no, no, I don't. It's nothing to the daughter. I don't want to be with you because you're a crumb. Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Here's a lady, 8 months pregnant. Car breaks down in a bad part of town. She makes the call. He already laid down, and he simply couldn't get up. This lady could have been killed in a bad part of town. Narcs are unbelievably selfish. Any normal man would run out of that house, jump in his car, and just speed over there to save her. Not the narc. No, not the narc. Yeah, boy. Oh, this lady says, thank you for responding to my email. I am good about responding to emails. Those of you that email me directly at davideclarkephd.com, I get to say my email again. Anyway, or text me. And we're going more and more to text and email. That you can text me at 813-992-3735. That's my text number. Look, I'm going to get back to you. It may be brief, okay, but I'll talk about the phone advice or give you a few ideas. I do the best I can in getting back to people because I know it's a big deal when you reach out to a Christian psychologist. It's not easy to do, and to ask a question and to kind of put yourself out there. I get that. So I'm not going to leave you hanging. Sometimes I get so busy that I may miss a few, but I'm trying not to do that. Jessica says, I'm good at responding to emails. Thank you. Yes, I am. Yeah. Oh, my grandchildren do not want to spend time with them. Smart grandkids. See, kids know if you're into them or not. That's why over the long term, you're going to end up winning usually because the kids know if somebody's faking it or not. You can't fool a kid for long. Oh, no. And grandkids, oh, yeah. Yeah. Good. I would not make a grandchild spend any time with that miserable narc. Or even one of your own kids. Hey, now at a certain age, they can make their decision, but I'm not going to force any kid to see some crumb ball. No. 24 years she left. Good for you. Yeah, boy. Held hostage. Boy, you're not kidding me. It's like being held hostage and nobody's coming to rescue you. You have to rescue yourself. Well, God will rescue you, but you have to have a support team. Yeah. Father's also a narc. Oh, yeah. Plenty of dads are narcs. Yep. Right. Nasty. And a lot of times the narc he'll either isolate you from your entire family who hate his guts, and they should, or if you've got a dad or a mom that's a narc, then your narc, your husband or wife, will align with the narc in your family. Oh, and they love doing that. And then they can team up on you. Oh, nasty characters. Get away from that kind of person. And frankly, if you got a family like that, you cut them off. You cannot choose your family. All right. You're kind of stuck with them, but not really. If you have a father or a mother or a stupid brother or a stupid sister or a narc cousin who's going to side with your narc, you're done with that family member. Done for, the rest of your life. If they get to heaven, maybe you can figure it out, but you're going to be done with them because you know you can't trust them. Yeah, boy. Oh, this ex told her to figure it out if I had car trouble. What do you want me to do about it? These are the stupidest questions in the history of the world. No decent man would ever do that to his woman. Of course, you go there and you make it happen. You take care of her. One of my jobs, Sandy does most everything, frankly, but I clean up after the cooking. Did that tonight. Chicken pot pie, one of my favorites. Anyway, I will always clean up. And I take care of the cars. I wanted to have a great car, and I'm taking a car in tomorrow. I take care of the cars, take care of the trash. That's a big job. Look, take care of the finances. Look, I'm not some piker. I can come through because that's my woman, and of course I want to take care of her. If I'm in the middle of a session and Sandy happens to call in and needs help, I'm hanging up respectfully. I'm going to her. That's my person. Yeah, boy. Okay. Yeah, boy. Sabotaging the bedtime routine for your kids. Oh, they're classics at that. They rile up the kids. They cause problems. They're trying to drive you nuts. The rule can be, now this is with kids, there's certain things you have to do. But the rule in our home, I'm kind of a character and I like to have fun, and I would get the kids riled up, and Sandy would say, "Okay, they were ready for bed. Now they're your problem." And the blonde would just walk away. A very cold, hard-hearted woman, but that was exactly the right thing to do. They're your problem now, and you walk away. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm going to come back to your comments and your questions here, but let me go over this because I do have a topic here. The top 10 signs you're married to a narc. And again, if you sign up for my email, register on the site, and we get your email address because you have to give it to us voluntarily. You will get a free ebook that talks about recognizing abuse, how to recognize a narc and abusive narc, in addition to getting the contest information. Okay, top 10 telltale signs you're married to a narc, small n. Now, for the whole picture on narc, whenever somebody asks me on the phone, boy, I think I might be a narc. What do you think? Or somebody says, I think I'm married to a narc. I'm living with a narc. How can I know for sure? I say, well, you can talk to me on the phone. That's one way, but also get the Enough is Enough book. That's why I wrote it. The first 6 chapters nail down narcissism. You will know, there won't be a shadow of a doubt once you read those chapters, whether you're a narc or you're married to a narc. Okay? Fair enough. Now, sometimes narcs, and you ladies will get this, and men too, if the lady's a narc, but they'll text me or call in or email and say, I wonder if I'm a narc. Well, your wife has probably already told you that, and it's one of their little ruses. Now, if you're honestly concerned about being a narc, you're not a narc. But it can be I don't talk to those people on the phone, but I will say, read the book and then let me know. I never hear back from them. Okay, number 1. This is not an exhaustive list, but you know you're married to a narc if he verbally abuses you. He is highly critical of you often, not every now and then, often. He mocks you and belittles you for your shortcomings or your perceived shortcomings. You're fat. He'll call you fat. He'll call you lazy. He'll call you stupid to your face and in front of your kids. He'll call you a liar. He'll say things like, you're lucky I put up with you. No one would ever want you. Oh, yeah, thank you for the privilege of living with a dirtball like you. This isn't occasional criticism. This is all the time, and it's vicious verbal abuse. Normal men and women don't do that. Number 2, he neglects your needs. Classic narcissism. He has no idea. Well, actually, he does know what your needs are. Because when you're about to leave him or he gets caught in a terrible sin, all of a sudden it's like a miracle from heaven. He actually can come through and meet your needs. He knows what they are. He just doesn't care. He'll only meet a need of yours so that you will meet 10 needs of his. It's all about him, and never forget that. Your needs don't register. He knows them, but he doesn't care. And the narc actually thinks, hey, because I've talked to these guys, I don't anymore, but I used to, they actually think that if I'm the narc, you're meeting my needs and I'm like happy, well, then you should be happy because my happiness should then wash over on you because it's all about me. And if I'm happy, you should be thrilled because that's your only reason for living is making me happy. That's what they think. They're nuts. Not true. Number 3, he refuses to communicate on a deeper level. Narcs are very, very superficial. Then they think they're deep. They're not. He only wants to talk about things that interest him. You and your life, frankly, don't interest him. So stop talking about yourself. It annoys him and frankly, it bores him. Well, who wants to do with a person like that? Sandy is a brilliant person. And she's beautiful and she's godly and she's an interesting person and she's funny. She's quirky. You'd love her if you met her. And the things she talks about, I don't care what it is, fascinate me because that's my woman. The funny expression she has and the way she uses her arms. All the girls in our family are that way. Leanne and Nancy. Nancy's a waver of the arms. Emily is a pounder. William's a little more low key, but our son. But it's just interesting watching her talk about something. See, that's because I love her. Narcs could care less. Plus, when you're talking, they can't talk, and so they're out of the limelight. Well, we can't have that. Number 4. All right. In terms of the telltale signs, when you bring up any topic that makes him uncomfortable, I don't care what it is, he takes it as a personal attack. Classic narc defensiveness. Mr. Defensive will attack you immediately, play the victim, or shut down, or do all 3. He is severely displeased. What he won't do is talk about the topic you brought up. Look, to have a normal marriage Where you're growing together, you have to talk about things that aren't fun to talk about. Money, kids, blended family, what you said this morning that offended me, a need that's not being met, whatever needs to be dealt with whenever it comes up and talked through. Narcs won't do that. They simply won't. Okay, you can't have much of a marriage that way. Number 5, of course, is the classic. He gives you the silent treatment. Narcs love the silent treatment. When you say or do something that upsets him, and that happens quite a bit, he shuts down and ignores you. He won't even tell you why. You should know why. Missy, he can stay silent for days, weeks, even months, and the narc knows it's bothering you, and he loves the fact that it's bothering you. He's punishing you and teaching you to never upset him. What he wants is you to be upset and to suffer and to beg him, oh, please, honey, let's get back to normal. Please tell me what I did that bothered you. And if he ever does tell you, it's the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your life, but you have to act like it's really serious. Well, you put the big spoon for the soup in the wrong drawer or something just ridiculous. And it wouldn't matter what it was. It's just always something ridiculous. Now, here's the bad news. He will eventually talk to you again. That's too bad. He will never mention what happened, typically. And if he does, it's some stupid thing. He will act as if nothing happened and he just carries on. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get you, and I'm having in this new online series, we're going to talk about it. You need to learn how to enjoy the silent treatment. It is a break. It's a gift. It's like manna from heaven when he's not talking to you. Because when he's not talking to you, you don't have to fool with him and you get like a break. You might have to act like you're a little upset just so he feels like, so it'll continue, but you're not unhappy and you don't have to have sex with him. And that's good too. I did this in one of my videos. If the narc has the nerve, and he will, he's giving you the silent treatment, but he gives you the nonverbals, like rolling you over at 2 a.m. for sex. You can simply non-verbally shake your head no, and we'll see how he likes it. Number 6. This is the covert narc, especially. He wants to look good to others outside the home. Now, obvious narcs, overt narcs do too, but the coverts are really good at this. His reputation means the world to him. Oh my goodness. He needs to be loved by all mankind. He's a caring, generous servant to others. People love him, which is exactly what he wants. He'll always help others. He'll never help you. You could be in the middle of dinner or doing something else or playing with the kids, or he's about to meet maybe one of your needs, like in a miraculous way. He gets a phone call and he's gone. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care about helping you. He'll help someone else because he loves the limelight. Oh, thank you, Bob, so much for helping me. You're so nice. Oh, please. Number 7 is a classic too. Very commonly, the narc stays too close to his family. Oh, yeah. His mommy and daddy and siblings mean a great deal to him. Oh, yeah. He does whatever it takes to please them. He listens to their advice and follows it without consulting you. He allows his family to abuse you and does nothing to stop it. Now, he'll very often cut you off from your family. He'll start criticizing them and having a problem with them. He'll force you to choose, and so pretty much you're isolated. But his family, who are a bunch of nutball narcs, you have to keep dealing with them because he loves them. If he didn't know any better, you'd say he's married to his mommy. Well, go ahead and marry your mommy, you nutball. He can do that after you divorce him. Okay, number 8 is control. Control is a hallmark of narcissism. Oh, yeah, this didn't work for this lady. Oh, yeah, when you deny the narc sex, oh, you're going to have World War III on your hands. And he'll drag the pastor, and he hardly ever reads the Bible unless he's just showing off, but he'll read the verses where your body's not your own. You know what? Hey, here's the deal, narc. You're leaving him anyway. You'll never have sex with him anyway in time. But if we're going to have sex, you're going to talk to me. All right? Let's make a deal here. Yeah, well. Because really, it's as far as I'm concerned, it's sexual abuse. To give your body to someone who is destroying you and destroying your kids and turning your kids against you. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to do that. Where was I? Oh, yeah, control. He controls every area of your life. As many areas of your life as you allow him to, he will control. Your contact with your family, I mentioned that. He'll cut that off. The friends you can have and how often you can see them. Where you go, who you spend time with, what service you can do in the church. He'll make that decision, not you. The clothes you wear, how you parent, what you watch on TV, what you watch on your phone. If you resist, you're not being submissive. This is the guy who will inspect your grocery receipts when you come back from the store. And if he sees something that you shouldn't have bought or it's too expensive, he'll crab over it and have a fit. And very often, I've had guys, he'll send you back to the store to return the item. You're not going back to the stinking store. I don't care what he does. Sandy would tell me if I ever had the nerve to do that, she'd say two things. Actually, three things. Shut up. Or, hey, that's interesting. You're now taking over. I'm not taking, number two, I'm not taking that back to the store. What are you, nuts? I already went to the store. Number three, I got that for a reason, dummy, because I'm making, she might not say dummy, depends on her mood. And for sure, then Sandy would say, that's the last time I'm going to the grocery store. You have now taken over the grocery shopping. Woo! Anyway, you might not be able to get away with that, but you know what? That's the response that he should get. Oh, yeah. You tell Mr. Receipts, yeah. You want to comb it over? Fine, do your best. This is a job I'm doing my best. And of course, he controls the money. This becomes a problem when you're getting ready to leave the narc, and I cover that in the Enough is Enough book in some detail, and also in Escaping Your Narcissist, the divorce book I wrote. You have to get access to the money, or at least know where it is, and that's going to take some time because narcs love to control the money. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you make more of the money. No, it's all his money. Okay, two more, and then I'll get back to some of your interactions here. Yeah. Number 9, he very commonly has anger outbursts. Again, over the dumbest things. When he gets angry, of course, it's your fault for triggering him. And with the narc, like everything triggers him, the dumbest things. If he's having a bad day, you're going to have a bad day. He takes his stress out on you. It probably has nothing to do with you, but it's like kicking the dog. He will take it out on you. Raises his voice, uses profanity, throws things, does property damage. And I'm telling you right now, if this dumb narc, this loser narc destroys something in your home, you're not fixing it. He pounds a hole in the wall, you're not fixing that. If it takes 10 years, you're not fixing it. He did the damage, not you. And finally, number 10, and this is a classic. Many of you will understand this, probably most of you. He blames you for everything. Everything is your fault. Whenever there's tension or conflict in the relationship, it's your fault. Whenever he's upset, and he's upset a lot, it's your fault. Whenever the kids act out, it's your fault. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to listen to yourself. To recognize abuse, it's important to observe the behavior of your spouse, but that's not enough. Also observe yourself. Listen to your body, for example. You're exhausted much of the time. Your body's breaking down. You know it's because of the narc, or you should know by now. It's him. It's the stress. You'll see the doctor. The doctor will often tell you there's no organic biological reason for this. What stress do you have in your life? Boom. I'm married to a narc. Bingo. Get away from him. It's killing you. I want you to listen to your mind. You're losing yourself. I had a lady I was talking to today that she's the longer I stay with the narc, she says, I lose a piece of myself every day, every couple of days, a piece. She's losing herself, her confidence, her self-esteem. And that's what happens. You're not the person you used to be. Friends might tell you that. You're unhappy. You're depressed for a reason. It's because of who you're living with. If this sounds familiar, there's a way out. You can escape. I don't care what your circumstances, who makes the money, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you work outside the home, if you have no support, it takes time, but you can escape the narc. It's exactly what God wants you to do. Again, I've got the books to help you. We have a package here. Again, I mentioned if you're more of a video person, and you can buy the books plus the video series, the On Love video series, Escaping Your Narcissist Journey, is a lot of folks have purchased that. I think it's $65, reasonably priced. You can watch it at your leisure, and it covers the entire escape process, an overview of it. But again, we start off with 20 lies. That's the codependent piece, getting stronger, speaking up, slowly growing in strength. Enough is enough, preparing to leave, the biblical support for leaving. And then finally, when you're divorcing him and you're going to file, hopefully it's Escaping Your Narcissist. And when you're done with them and you're through, I have a post-divorce book too. I didn't want a divorce. Now what? I've got it covered. And I think it's going to help you. Okay, that's my presentation. And don't forget, I'm going to interact with you again with the time we have left, 20 minutes or so. But don't forget the contest. Those of you that missed the contest, Go to my website on the homepage, register, give us your email. Of course, it's voluntary, and we don't give this email to anybody else. We don't sell it to anybody. We'd never do that. Of course, it's kept secret and confidential. But that means you're on our list, our contest list, and you'll get the details of the contest, all the contests we do, the book launches we do, the live stream events. You'll be in the know, and that's important. Okay. And when you register, you get a free ebook, the How to Spot a Narcissist ebook. That's a value. It's free. Okay. All right. He loved my smile when we first met, but now I don't smile. Think about that, buddy. Yeah, why isn't she smiling? These guys act like they're idiots. Of course they are. Why aren't you smiling? Because I'm in a living hell. That's why. Are you kidding me? It doesn't dawn on him. Living with him, you should be smiling all the time. It's like living with a mad dog that's tearing your heart out every time you turn around. Advice on how to recover from the damage he's done to me. Oh, Dawn, you've come to the right place. I'm telling you. If you're still with him, I would start with these two books, 20 Lies and Enough is Enough, to get you strong and get you healthy, and you start repairing the damage while you're living with him. And then once you're out, get the I Didn't Want a Divorce Now What? That is the whole total healing from what he's done to you, and how to deal with your kids and help your kids heal, and how to deal with the narc on an ongoing basis, because he's still a narc. And if you've got kids, you got to deal with him. Okay, I'll tell you how. So you've come to the right place. Can I order your books confidentially? Yeah. This is why we, Jay. This is why we have the ebooks. Now, a couple ways you can do it. If you order online, you can order the ebook, and you can read that at your leisure. And most narcs, if they happen to come across it, they're not going to bother with it because they live in their own world. But you can get the ebook, which is really confidential. If you buy a paperback, simply, and there's a way to do that with PayPal or Wix, you use your credit card any way you want, but you can have it sent to a friend or a family member. You don't even keep it at your house, and you can read it at your leisure. There's ways to get around this. In fact, we've just changed our labeling. When we mail to you, we're just going to have the address, nothing about Dr. Clarke or anything else, which will make it more confidential. Yeah. Here's a good idea. Use your email or a burner and order the ebook when it comes to confidentiality. Yeah, Jessica, see, we're helping each other here. That makes sense. These burner phones aren't just for spy novels and spy movies. Hey, might just be a good idea, because you don't want him to know. I tell you, it's not the end of the world if the narc figures out what you're doing. Who's this Dr. Clarke guy? And he checks me out. Of course, he hates my guts. Who cares? You're still going to follow the plan, and it will still work. We don't want him to know, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. My husband would say, I gave you a good life. And you know what? The idiot actually believes that. Narcs believe their own lies. Well, that's ridiculous. No, he hasn't. It's been a hell on earth. And that's not overstating it. Oh, fake Google account with a Google voice. Man alive. See, I am so low tech. Phil Dugas of Dugas Creative could help you, I'm sure, buy the books without, leaving a trace. But yeah, I'll tell you what, people know what they're talking about. Yeah. All right. Yeah. See what else is going on here. Yeah, folks, Instagram folks are joining here. Yeah, good. All right, good. Just delete the Google when you're done. See, people are helping people here. I can barely turn my dumb phone on, but I can email and I can text. Yes, I can. All right. What causes a man to turn into a narc? Oh, Yesenia, very, very good question. With the research that I've done, you're not born this way. You're made this way. When you look into of course, the narc will often say, oh, I had a perfect childhood, loved my mommy, dad was great. Well, it's not true. One of those parents was a narc and raised him that way. It could be either the mom or the dad. Very often it's the dad. It could be the mom. There was abuse in the home. There was trauma in the home. And so that's one reason. He just learned how to be a narc from a narc. Could be that these parents, narcs or not, they spoiled him rotten. They just gave him everything he wanted. That's how you build a narc. It could also be total and utter rejection, real abuse in the home that creates a narc, where they're just shunted aside, and another child was favored, and they're just rejected. And so the core inside is so insecure. And so to combat that and to react against it, they become this flaming narcissist who's selfish and doesn't care about anybody else. But I'm telling you right now, Yesenia, this is a TikTok person, and all the rest of you, you know what? It doesn't make any difference why the narc is a narc. Don't spend a whole lot of time figuring that out, because he ain't going to change even if you figure it out. When you have a narc, that's it. Get away from him. That's the key. Oh, yeah, this is a good question. What if he doesn't check all the things on the list? Is he still a narc? Oh, yeah. You can have 2 or 3 of these things I just mentioned, or maybe 4 or 5, and he could still be and really have a serious problem in those areas. He could still be a narc. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've known men that aren't narcissists per se, but they're rageaholics, or they're alcoholics, or they're drug addicts, or they're sex addicts, or they're lazy and won't work. Okay, whatever. I don't care what we label him. It may be a narcissist, maybe not, but he's still a dirtball, and you need to get away from him. The only way an addict will change is when the line is drawn. For example, uh, no more alcohol will be allowed in this home. If you bring it in, I will pour it out. Now, you don't do that if it's going to be physically violent, but and you're not going to pay for any more than one rehab. You just get away. You have the addict needs to know you're out of chances. An addict will take every single chance you offer. If you're going to give him 20 chances, he'll take 20 chances, 20 rehabs. No, he needs to know you're done with him, and then we see what he does. I've had people make a miraculous turnaround over 8, 9 months when the wife has finally had enough or the husband's had enough. Root cause for narc. I just kind of shared that with you. Yeah. Very common. This lady, he controlled me for 6 years, and I just realized it a few months ago. It's very common. Don't feel bad. The church is not going to help you. Your own family probably not going to help you. Other people don't know what's going on. You're the only one, and you're kind of in a fog, and you're just trying to cope. So it's okay. Everybody kind of comes to the knowledge of I'm married to a narc at different points. That's okay. Once you figure it out, that begins the process of escape. That's fine. Don't worry about that. What if he hates his behavior? Is that still narcissistic? Oh, by all means. That's a lie from the pit of hell. And narcs love to lie. They will act like, and they'll even cry tears. I mean, where's the Oscar? And I'm so repentant. I hate what I do. Of course, you, really about it, you keep doing it. Every single stinking time. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing that. He's lying his head off. He enjoys what he does. So you have to see what's happening. And if he cries and repents and changes, okay, that's a normal man. Narcs aren't normal. That could actually be a sign of a narc. He's so upset about his behavior. No, he's not. He knows he should be, and he wants to distract from this terrible sin he's doing, and he intends to continue that sin by acting like he's sorry about it. He's not sorry. No. You go on behavior, not words. Words don't mean anything. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is classic. This lady wants a divorce. Instagram, and the next day she said she wanted a divorce. Next day he goes to the church and talks to the pastor, and posts on Facebook that he loves his family and wants to save it. Yeah, classic. He's done nothing up to now. Watch him. Words mean nothing. He needs to get his butane to work if he's going to change, and that's doubtful. Yeah. Okay. The biggest manipulators, absolutely. Sweat equity. Yeah, baby. You got that right. Yeah. Do you believe in protecting a narcissist's reputation for the kids? Great question. Absolutely not. Good moms will almost always do this to their detriment because he will not protect your reputation. I guarantee that. He is all along the classic narc, and I could have had this on my list, and I will in this new online video series. He's turning the kids against you. He'll do it in front of them, but also do it behind the scenes. Mom's crazy. Mom's nuts. Mom doesn't have the right idea. Of course you can have candy at bedtime. You can eat the whole thing of Halloween candy. You can watch the inappropriate movie. You can date Stevie, who's just out of prison. I mean, really? No. You tell the kids the truth about the narc. You don't trash him. You simply tell the truth. This protects your relationship with the kids. Do not protect his reputation. You would do that with a normal man. You don't have a normal man. He's turning the kids against you. You tell those kids the truth from a very early age, and then you get the heck out. What we're looking for, frankly, is the kids to this is my dad. I love my dad. This is the truth about my dad. And they learn to cope and manage him, but they need to know the truth, and it's abuse. Oh, yeah. Great question. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Single narcs will go after married women, too. Oh, it's absolutely the case. Oh, yeah. In fact, they prefer that because that's kind of safe. The married woman is married. She's not going to leave her husband, probably. He just wants to have fun. They don't have any morals. Zero morals. Zero conscience. That could have also made my list. The narc. There's no conscience. He doesn't believe in sin. He never sins. He might lip service, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was sinful. He doesn't believe it. He never makes a mistake. It's always an explanation, and of course, it's your fault. I don't think he's ever going to change. Twin mama, you're exactly right. He ain't ever going to change. You have to come to that realization, and it's not easy to do. You'd like to believe that he can change. The pastor and a Christian counselor will say with a straight face, and it's true to a degree, technically, well, don't you believe that Jesus can change him? Don't you believe that God can do a miracle? Well, of course God could. But it's been 10 years, Pastor, and I'm dying. It doesn't look good. See, that the burden's put on you somehow. No, listen to me. Narcs don't change. Dyed in the wool, full bore narcs don't change. I said it. They don't change. All right? Get away. Yeah, they always have to have a supply. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And so if you close down the bedroom, which you probably should do at a certain point, and you're fighting back and you're doing the things that I'm going to have you do in my books, even if they're small things, he won't like it and he'll go looking for a supply somewhere else. Well, okay, he's probably already doing it. I've known many women, and to their detriment, they have provided sex for the narc all along, never said no, always available. And guess what? He still looked at porn, and he still went to strip clubs, and he still went to massage parlors, and he still had an affair with Betty, the skank down the street. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't. He's going to be a narc because that's what narcs do. They do narc things. Yeah. Do narcs have mommy issues? Oh boy, don't they ever. You may not have heard earlier in the live stream. Oh yeah, mommy, 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 mommy. Very tied to mommy. And mommy's very often just a witch, an absolute dyed-in-the-wool witch who hates your guts. But they're very close. They talk 2-3 times a day. He would do anything for his mommy. He listened to her. He doesn't listen to you. Oh yeah, all kinds of mommy issues. Yep. Yeah, this lady's chat, Debbie's church said, it's only if he's hitting you. Oh, well, now he is. You know what? Yeah, eventually they will, sooner or later. But even if they're not hitting you, they are hitting you emotionally. It's like being hit with a baseball bat. You're fat. You're lazy. You're stupid. All the horrible criticism, the verbal abuse, the flying into rages, the haranguing you. Now, when the narc wants to talk about an issue, oh yeah, you're going to talk about it. You're not allowed to take a break. You walk down the hall, he'll follow you. He'll harangue you. He'll lecture you. That's not normal behavior. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's one. The narc who never shed a tear when his mother passed away. Yeah, there are those too. The narc that's very close to mommy will be very upset, but the narc who's not, oh yeah, that's part of that. I don't have any empathy, and she's gone, moving on. Of course, even the narc, I've seen this happen. Even the narcs that are close to mom, they're still getting something out of it. And so when she passes, it's like, well, we have to move on. Lost that supply. Yeah, cold-hearted. Yeah. Be the same way when anybody dies. They don't care. As long as they're still living, that's really all that counts. 27 years living with a narcissist, not knowing until today. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Today's the day. Today is the day. This dear soul is getting it, and she's realizing it, and that's the beginning of escape. Don't think about the 27 years. Okay, that's done with. You have many years to live. I talk to ladies in their 60s during the week sometimes, and I'll say, you know what, you've got 20 good years left, maybe 25. Those can be years of peace and joy and happiness, and God wants that for you. It won't be if you stay with him. Then they'll say, oh, but my narc is sick now. He needs my help. No, he doesn't. He never helped you. You don't owe him squat diddly. And I'll tell you this, narcs that get sick, they're meaner than ever, and they'll treat you even worse. Let somebody else take care of it, wipe his butt. You're not doing that. He's never been there for you. You don't owe him anything. That doesn't sound very Christ-like. I'm telling you what it is. Because Jesus says, get away from those people. Obviously, if you're in a happy marriage and you love your person, you would, and they get ill, you'd be right there and you would serve them and you would love them. My dad did that for my mom. The last probably 4 or 5 years, he was serving her like a servant. She'd served him his whole life, and he turned around and took care of her because he was a wonderful person and he loved my mom. They're both in heaven now, but that's what a normal person does. Narcs aren't made that way. Oh, here's a guy. I always get this. You say him a lot. Yeah, I know. Look, let me say this. I will often refer to the narc as the man. It could easily be the woman, but I'm not going to go back and forth because I don't want to. And frankly, 95% of my clients are women. I guess women are just drawn to me, Joseph. I can't help you. What can I tell you? But easily the narc could be a woman. Okay, fine. And all the books I've written, will apply if in fact you're a man and you're married to a narc woman. Don't worry. Just switch it in your head if you can do that. But if you want to find a psychologist who will refer to the woman being the narc 95% of the time, okay, go ahead. I'm not that guy. There are more men that are narcs than women, I'm telling you. Women are coming up, but it's just not my ministry. 35 years, but preparing. Good for you. You're on track. 35 is better than 36. I'm telling you, you're going to be good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, boy. They'll often co-opt one of the kids. Here's a narc that took over the firstborn daughter and kind of made her his little consort. It's almost like having a second spouse and controlling her and using her and setting her up. It's sick. It's evil. It's a form of incest, even though there's nothing sexual going on. It's nasty, but it's also very common. Oh, yeah. And there's still a chance to win that daughter back, but you have to start taking the steps of healing. And again, one of the main, now there are specific things you can do with your kids. There's no question. And I will get to that. I mentioned that in the books as well as this new online video series I'm working on. But there's a lot of things you can do just by example as you speak up, as you gain the respect of your kids, as you call the narc out on his abuse, as you're edgy, as you're assertive. They will see a different mom, a different dad. And they'll begin to identify with you. And so the healing takes place. It takes time. All right. If you're just a punching bag, you're going to lose them. We have to change that dynamic. Yeah. They have a haughty spirit, Daisy says. That's a good way to put it. A haughty spirit, arrogant beyond belief. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Took over my 3 daughters. This TikToker says, they're not even his children, and he lives abroad. Oh, for heaven's sake, they'll do it remotely. They are relentless, evil creatures, and they'll just reach out because they know that children, even not theirs, want approval and are desperate for a male figure. They know what they're doing. And so they'll co-opt your own kids, and they love to turn them against you. Evil, evil, evil pigs. Yeah. Finding the courage to cut 100% contact with a narc. Yes, you can do it. Now, it takes time. But once you've decided that you've left him, no contact is the way to go, unless you have some app and you're going through a divorce and you have to deal with him with kids or money or something. Very simply, never in person, never on the phone, regular phone, email, text, app, whatever. Hard to do. And he will be relentless in trying to get you to dialogue with him. You want to cut him off and not waver. I'll tell you what, this book here will help you with that. Whole section on escaping your narcissist, how not to waver. When you have decided to divorce, don't waver. He'll try to get you back. Don't let him. Can his ex-wife be a narc also? Oh, yeah, by all means. Oh, yeah. She keeps her door open 5 years later. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I cover this in some of my videos. Very often the narc's ex may also be a narc. And they have this special relationship, which is inappropriate. And it might even be sexual. I've seen that a lot. And they're kind of in league together. Oh yeah, very common. He's not going to go back and marry her, but they're on the same team. Yeah. How important strict household rules? Very important. I grew up in a home where dad was in charge, but mom was also a very strong character. My mom and dad, and they had very strict rules. Oh yeah, you're raising kids, you need to have strict rules. In fact, you need to get, if you don't have one of the best parenting books I've ever come across, you'll be shocked by this, is, of course, the parenting book that I wrote it's a focus on the family book called Parenting is Hard and Then You Die. I think it's a great book. I think it's helped us raise our kids. It's biblically based, and it will help you really establish the right boundaries, as this Instagram lady is talking about. Very important to be in the home. Now, the narc will ruin those boundaries. That's one of the reasons you're getting away from him. And there's ways to work around that in the home. But once you're out, the time that you have the kids, even if it's 50% of the time, you're going to be able to have control and have your household rules. And I'm telling you, it will make a difference. So Parenting is Hard and Then You Die. It's a funny book. And I'm telling you what, it's the blonde's favorite book that I've written. I've written 18 books. That's the book she loves the most because it's about our kids and it's about our family and how we raise them. I think you'll like it. Yeah. Not about narcs, of course, but it's just about raising kids. And our kids are doing wonderfully. Emily, Leanne, Nancy, William. They're wonderful kids. Not one of them is in prison. I'm telling you. And they're walking with the Lord. They're good people. Yes, they are. Oh, my husband found your book along with my journal. So you know he was angry. Oh, he sent me a message. I'll bet he did. He hates you. I'm shocked, which makes me think you hit a nerve. Ha, you know I did. I will embrace the narc's hate. That shows I'm doing something good. You can tell him from me, I hate him too. I haven't even met him. I hate him. You know what? Narcs need to be hated. Yeah, I got no problem with that. If they do find out, oh, they hate my guts. How can, they'll often say, of course, I never respond to them. But how can you accuse me of being a narc when you'd never met me? If I responded, which I don't, I would tell him, you know what? I don't have to. I believe your wife. I talked to her on the phone. I did my history. She's lucid. She loves the Lord. She's articulate. She was specific. Yeah, I got no problem calling you a narc. I don't bother telling him that. Okay. Well, look, it's 8:30 already. The time flies. Look, don't forget about the contest. All right. Go to the website, daviddclarkephd.com, and sign Clarke with an E, and sign up. So we have your email. We'll send you the email tomorrow about the contest. I love to get your input. You have a chance to win 2 free books. We have until October 23rd. And I'd love to get your input. Thank you so much for all the great interaction. And hope the content was helpful tonight. And we'll be back probably in a month or so, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We'll do it again. Boy, the time does fly. I mean, it goes by so quick.